Now, we are recording.
Hello, Internet. Or future selves, which I guess is kind of the same in a way.
Mm-hmm. Could also stream it, just for the fun of it. It's been a while. Alright. So, where the fudge is Kieran?
The light switch must be very far away.
Yeah. That or he died. Maybe I should go check on him.
Did he get lost in Feywild? Huh? You're breathing.
Do I hear
He's
Kieran?
not dead.
Oh, I said I was back.
Oh.
No.
Well, join Fantasy Grounds.
It's loading. Calm down. I can't make it load faster.
I mean...
Alright. So that is everybody. Wow, look at that. Alright. So, without further ado, without any ado, when last we left our heroes, you had made your way to the elves of the Tiriki Tor, looking for aid, any kind of help that you could get for the coming battle between yourselves and the powers of civilization and the Red Hand and their forces of chaos. When you arrived, you found a lot of mistrust, though some small amount of opportunity was earned when the tribe speaker realized that Bran was once a warden, a group that she respected. So she offered you a chance. Prove that you are trustworthy by finding her missing scouting party. You accepted this offer and began your search. And because of Bran's insane survival, it didn't take you very long. And you managed to find half of the scouting party still alive. After a fight that really should have been a lot more deadly if it wasn't for Polymorph, you managed to not only save the scouting party, but save a very significant creature in the Elven faith. A Lightbender. At which time, the Lightbender conferred some small amount of its power to Echo as a reward for saving its life. So, when you returned with the news, she was not only amazed that you found her people, but amazed that you saw a Lightbender, which for her people has always historically been a sign of victory. I should not historically, I should say, in the legends and myths of her people, it has been a sign of victory. And so she agreed, not to fight with the humans, but to fight with the wardens.
Good enough for us.
So, with that, you began to make your way out of the camp after a night's rest, on to whatever your next adventure would be. So, from here, what is your plan?
I'm getting a phone call. 1 second.
Nice plan.
Wait, I haven't invented the telephone yet. Well, I don't. Do they have any other leads on help?
There was the dwarves.
We
Of
haven't
Red Rock.
monks, have we?
You did. Here, let me actually apply that.
I ain't wounded. I have one spell slot gone.
There you go.
Sorry, I'm back. So what's the plan? We want to go try and rally the dwarves.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have time, so.
Yeah. What's our approximate amount of time that we have left? Do we decide?
So you still have. Let me pull up the map again real quick. Wait, I have it in here. I can just pull it up and share it with you. Spectacular.
Ah, what a glorious day.
What glory this technology is. Maps. Hand map. And share. So. It took you about. You had about 30 days when you set out.
Mm-hmm.
It took you, I believe, about 4 days to get to the Ruins of Rest. And about 2 days to get to Tiriki Tor. So, you've been gone about a week. About 6 days. After your long rest, this will be the start of day 7.
Yeah, so we have plenty of time. Like 4 times over what we currently have spent. And it will take us 2 or 3 days to get back from the Witch Cross.
Well, from Tiriki Tor, it would only take you 3 days.
Okay, so
you're
a day
3
and a
days
half.
from being there. And yeah, 2 days from the Witch Cross.
So from the Witch Cross to Alton, that's how long?
2 days.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's definitely gonna be our heading to Red Rock.
Okay.
We're on agreement.
Yeah.
So it'll be about a 3-day roll to Red Rock from where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there it'll be about a 3-day roll home to
Yeah.
Alton.
So, worst case scenario, we spend a week in Red Rock, and then that still gives us a week to prep at Alton. Trying to organize all these people. Sound good?
Mm-hmm. Let's get to moving.
Is it
Yeah.
winter?
It is pretty damn cold. Yeah, you are walking through snow at this point. Yeah, the short answer to that question is yes, it is 100% winter.
Well, let's get on the road then.
All right, 1 second. Okay. So, you begin to journey from Tiriki Tor to Red Rock, eventually making it back to the Witch Cross, a small crossroads village that has been abandoned since the call for everyone to come to Alton went out. You pass through, and then your journeys take you into the very, very edges of the Caelan Moor Mountains, the mountain range dividing Cambria from the freeholds to its north. The travel through these mountains, which you're not fully going through the mountains, you largely stay in the valley that follows the river, despite what my poor map drawing skills actually shows. But I want one of you to go ahead and roll a d12.
All of us or one of us?
One of you.
One. Here's I forget the dice out. I. Who's gonna do the honors? Step up.
Okay. So, that's interesting.
I bet it is.
I
What
need
flavor
to
of
make a
interesting?
roll. Let's find out. So, as you guys are traveling through the mountains, something does happen. An encounter, you might say. But this is not the kind of encounter that comes as a creature or a monster. It's much more mundane than that, but as you travel, it begins to rain. And I mean rain hard. And the valley pass that you're going across becomes, over time, more and more muddy as you trudge through it. Bran, go ahead and make a survival check for me. In fact, I want everybody to make a survival check.
I get 12 plus stuff. Survival.
Yep.
That's 19.
19 for Bran.
I'm guessing Echo needs one too.
Yes, absolutely. Echo gets
Oh,
one.
it was so close to
Nat 20 for Echo.
Nat 20 for Echo. What's Dubar get?
10.
10.
Total
Okay.
of 26 for Echo if it's relevant.
Absolutely. So, with Bran and Echo leading the way and somewhat pulling you two along, Jules and Dubar, your progress as far as your travel time is not hampered very much. The rain has only added about a day to your travel. So what was a 3-day trip has become a 4-day trip that is kind of agonizing going through the mud.
It's dried up by the time I come back there.
Well, we'll see. One thing though, as you're moving, your pace is being kept really, really well. But there is one moment where you guys begin to hear this thunderous sound coming from the south. You look up the mountainside and you see that there is a mudslide. And it has taken with it all kinds of debris. And it is coming straight towards all of you. And I need you all to make a dexterity saving throw.
Say 27 for me.
God damn. Fucking. Fantasy Grounds is rigged.
What did Echo
Like
do, Bard?
teeters on like the 18. And it
Echo's
just-
at 18.
21.
21. So, as you're moving and the rain is at its height, you can barely see all of you. Just putting one foot in front of the other, and you've got about 2 feet of visibility most of the time. Bran and Echo, you're used to this. This is your training conditions. Dubar, you're getting very lucky. But Jules, you feel something slam into your side. Not so much the speed hurting you, but the sheer size of it. And by just feeling it and looking straight down at it, you realize that a tree trunk has been drugged down the mudslide and has hit you in the side. And you're going to take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. And you are almost drug away when Bran manages to reach out and sort of pull you out from under the tree trunk, unburying you from the mud that was sweeping you away.
Where are you going?
I have to go back home. Back to Ren. Are the Dwarves really worth... I mean...
I mean,
Are they what?
is the rain really worth the?
my,
I just keep walking.
Okay, so you continue to walk, trudging through this horrible landscape, until finally you get high up into the mountains a little ways, high enough that you're dealing with more rock and stone than you're, dirt and mud. So the hardest part of the traveling is below you. No, it is still raining. Up ahead, as this mountain path sort of winds around a bend, you see a large wooden gate with what looks like two watch houses that are lit by just torchlight. And one clearly dwarven figure, just barely is able to make you guys out in the darkness and in the impossible vision, or in the region of impossible visibility. And he goes, Hey, who's that out there? What, are y'all crazy traveling in this?
Do we see the being?
Yeah, you can see him because he's lantern lit.
I'm just called back to him. Important business waits for no one.
No doubt. Who are you?
We are the Council of Rent.
Huh. Never heard of you.
Well, we would like to fix that if you'd be willing to let us get out of this weather.
Well... Hell, I'm not just gonna let you stay out there in the rain. There's only 3 of you. 3 of you in a... What is that? Is that thing safe?
I look around, kind of confused what the heck he's talking about.
You've got a panther!
Oh, Echo? Yes. She's probably my most loyal companion. No offense to Bar and Jules.
But don't we also have the queen?
Oh, yeah. So for the 4 of you, and what the fuck is that? So he comes down and the gate unlatches. You see, as it does, there's a couple more dwarves that are now kind of behind him who are, aware of this commotion. And he walks out to you in the dark and in the rain. And he looks at you. Well, come on in then. What harm can it be bringing 4 of you in here?
Thank you,
So-
brother.
Yeah.
Ask again. Is it a dwarf?
Yes, it's a dwarf.
Oh.
So as you all begin to enter, he, nods his head to you, Bran, nods his head to Jules and to Rhiannon. To you, Dubar, it is a bit of a different reaction. He goes, well, I haven't seen you around.
Well, this was not my... what's the... They call it, like, what would be the dwarf version of, like, my home city or whatever? Birthplace or whatever. Do they have a name for it?
Oh, for like a dwarven city?
Well, like, where I'm from. Is there,
Like-
like, a...
His native town or whatever.
Yeah, do they call it hometown or, like, what?
They probably would have a specific name for what for what your home, like a dwarven city, would be called. And I think I actually have that in my notes, but I cannot think of what it is right now. So for now, you can just say Gatshaw, or this is not my city.
I'll say, well, that's because this is not my city. I hail from Gatshaw.
Oh. Well then.
Yeah, we don't have to deal with rain very much there.
Yeah, I don't have to deal with a lot there. I'll take the rain any day, though. And he closes the gate behind you. And, says,
I'll turn and ask him, then who do we owe the pleasure?
Me? Name's Braddock.
Rabbit?
Yeah. Braddock.
And this is we're at Red Rock, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, if your business is as important as you say it is, I'll take you to our, I guess you'd call him our leader. You humans like to use the word alderman. I guess that's appropriate.
We would appreciate it.
All right.
What time of day is this all happening, by the way?
This is toward nightfall. Like, visibility in the rain and in the dark, this is rough. So, he leads you through what is a kind of wild-looking settlement. It is way up high in the mountains. You also begin to notice that most of the area where there's standing room was carved. You see a lot of, in the mountainside, what look to be carved out plateaus and carved out homes where the mountain has been in places just stripped to make flat land, where wooden structures can be built and stone structures can be carved into the mountain itself. But one thing you do notice that is rather interesting, Dubar, I think you're probably the first one to notice this. None of the structures that are carved into the mountains seem to be for living. They're all storage and other such things. It appears as though all the living structures are built outside, out of wood, onto the plateaus that they've carved out.
Is there any discernible reason that we could guess one?
No practical one, no.
Well,
So,
I will ask Braddock then. I'll just say, interesting settlement you've got here.
yeah, it's not much, but she's a home. We made her one.
Okay. We can understand that to some degree. Why not use the rocks for shelter and wooden structures for storage?
So, as you say that, Braddock kind of shoots a bit of a glare at Dubar. Let's just say, a lot of us, we're here for a reason, and we like to see the sky.
I kind of read the tone and just kind of like, okay, struck a nerve.
So he says, all right, well, this is Thrundir's house. He's our mayor, alderman, leader, speaker, or whatever. He's in charge.
Do you have a Dwarvish title for him? Out of curiosity.
We don't use Dwarvish titles here.
Fair enough. Do you, as a dwarf of Red Rock, have a title that you call him?
Just Thrundir will do.
How do you spell his name?
Thrundir. So you are led up to... one sec. You are led up to the front of... I'm not taking you inside yet, don't worry.
No, you're good. You're good.
You're led up to the front of what is a actually somewhat grand wooden structure, considering its location. I would describe it as a... For the two of you that I know did play some Skyrim, it looks almost like a Jarl's longhouse from Skyrim. So it's 2 stories, mostly made out of wood and thatch, and very warm and homey feeling.
As we were walking through town, were there other dwarves out milling about? Or is everybody kind of settled in for the night?
it looks like most people were settled in for the night, and also the rain has driven quite a few of them inside. Although you don't get the sense that it's like a ghost town or that anything's weird. It just looks like people are in their houses.
I was just wondering how chill people, like the barometer of, okay, there's outsiders walking through town.
So the handful of people that you did see out there, they definitely are like, okay, who are you guys? But you don't get the sense that they're like outsiders, hostile, right? Like it's not
like
that.
the Tiriki Katora.
No, the
Kinda
Dear
weird.
Kitor meeting was considerably more,
Less friendly
yeah, less friendly.
in general.
So
At first.
this is more of a
Okay.
curiosity than it is
Yeah. Hostility.
Yeah, no. With the Dear Kitor, you were almost certain somebody was going to try to shoot you.
No.
So do you guys go inside?
Yeah. Right.
So you open the door to a large meeting hall where there is a large chair. I scarcely call it a throne because it's not quite so regal, but there is a meeting hall with a large table for feasting in the middle of it, as well as some torches to light and warm the building. And it is warm when you get inside. The stinging cold of the wintry rain immediately subsides as you get into this building. And you see a couple dwarves who look like they didn't come in too long before you did that are warming their hands by the fire. And sitting up from a dinner table as he sees you enter with Braddock is a large bearded dwarf that is like a darker but kind of reddish, like auburn hair color. You guys notice, Dubar, I would say you notice, he's not dressed the way that Dwarven society would have one be dressed. It's much more akin to the kind of clothing that you would see human wear, honestly. And he stands up and he looks at all of you and goes, well, Braddock, you brought guests.
Yeah, we're glad to be here. It's much more pleasant here than it is outside.
I can only imagine. It's colder than a bear's tit outside. Why don't you all come and sit down? Have something to eat, something to drink. And he kind of says, hey, guys, we got guests. Go get them something.
We appreciate the hospitality.
Well, we do our best.
I'll go ahead and take a seat. We're at the big table?
Yeah, you're at the big table. He's at the head of it. And all the seats near him seem to be, open. There was one that someone was sitting near him, but kind of got the sense that, like, oh, he's going to want to talk to these outsiders and move to make room for you guys.
Kind of nod and thanks to the dwarf that moved.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he just moves like 2 seats down. It's not...
Yeah.
But...
But he didn't have to, and he did, so
Yeah.
I want to acknowledge that.
Mm-hmm. He nods back. So, Thrundir looks at all of you, again gives you the same glances, and then he fixates on Dubar. He says, well, another dwarf. Where are you from?
Well, I hail from Gatshaw originally, but I haven't lived there for quite some time.
Huh. Well, isn't that something? And I have to make a check real quick.
Yep, I know.
Does he recognize Dubar?
And he says, that's the damnedest thing. I feel like I've seen you around before, but... Huh.
You ever visit there?
Well, I was born there.
Oh, well. I mean, it is a pretty big city, so I doubt it, but...
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, now, I am part of our little council here, Council of Rind, trying to make our own way there.
You know, I can respect that. I guess if you are from Gatshaw, though, and for the sake of complete and total transparency, the dwarves here aren't going to be the biggest fans of that. But the fact that you're making your way up here, sort of away from Gatshaw, well, now that actually might earn you something.
Well, it's not that making my way up here per se. Sort of running here, for lack of a better word.
Well, you might
Well,
fit right in
yeah.
after all. About half the dwarves here are exiles.
What, from other townships?
Mostly Gatshaw, they're the closest ones, but we have a couple from Nidavellir. One from Zadir, who's kind of a weirdo, but we keep him.
How many dwarves are here?
The population looks to be, about 400 or 500 counting the whole thing. The village is pretty extensive and takes up multiple mountainside plateaus.
Excuse me if it's rude to ask, but why exactly were you exiled, if I may ask, and it's not a sore subject, or not a too impolite of a subject, I guess I should ask.
Well, some might find it a bit touchy, but all things being equal, it doesn't bother me much to talk about it. Dwarves getting exiled isn't any kind of a big surprise. Happens kind of frequently. You know, for whatever reason or the other. Sometimes a noble family gets ousted by another, there's a coup, they don't want the blood on their hands or think it might cause a problem, so you just get exiled. Sometimes you're a council member who gets, takes a chance on a payoff, doesn't go your way, exiled. But that accounts for the smallest amount. The vast majority of exiled dwarves got exiled just because they wanted to go and try and find something better up here. I mean, prior to the guilds, couldn't really go on the surface much without getting exiled. Second you set foot out from underground, boom, surface dwarf. Oh, the names they would call us. Something fierce.
Oh,
Yeah, those damn noble families. Yep.
Well, it's not just them. All things being equal, it's the whole damn city, the culture. No one liked it when you went surface. Thought it made you a traitor, thought it corrupted you. I swear half of them are just afraid they're going to fall into the sky. But the guilds changed that, and now if you're working for a guild, you can come and go from the surface for the sake of trade, which is why they all got so damn rich. But then what happens if you piss off a guild? Well, now you don't have their protection anymore. Now you're in exile. Put all those things together, you get what we have here. Bunch of exiles, and about the other half of them are just dwarves who got tired of all the rules in the underground. Rules on this, rules on that. You can build a house here, can't build a house there. Someone already owns this. Just everything. And there's no escaping it. It's a cave.
does sound annoyingly insulated.
Yeah. So, a lot of them exile themselves. Tell the Gatchans to piss off and head up to the surface. And enough people with a common interest find themselves in one spot, you get a village. And if you happen to be the bastard that started building the thing about 30 years ago, you get to be the leader of the village.
Fair enough.
Well, I hate to bring up business so
No.
soon, but we are here for a reason.
You
Trudging
are
through all the
definitely from Gatshaw.
rain.
Well,
Unfortunately or fortunately, it is in my blood, yes.
I
But
gasped at Dubar. From the surface?
I've
uh,
known to have my fair share of adventures on the surface.
I didn't know that about you. Hmm.
unfortunately, whether uh, it's the Gathshaw in him or not, our business is indeed urgent, and it is very relevant to this town that you've built. I don't know. I'm assuming you and the town, they have people that go out and hunt and gather and see the sights.
Well, naturally, and you know, we still have a few old dwarven tricks to help us keep ourselves fed. You know, when you start thinking about it, there's not a lot of food in caves. Dwarves have to get clever.
I honestly hadn't thought about it, but I can definitely see how that would be handy to have in such events.
He looks at Dubar and kind of just like gives you a grin and goes, and I'll tell you this, and you can't disagree with me. What they've got up here is a lot better than the freaking fungus farms.
Well, I have enjoyed many more meals here than I did down there.
Damn right. Venison. Have you had venison? It's amazing.
I've had my fair share, and I'll look at the queen.
She's like a big hunter, right?
She is hunted. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you are with a queen for a while, you have a bunch of nice meals. So
Ah,
Yeah.
I understand now. Hoity toity.
Yeah.
yeah,
On the surface.
you. I know how long you spent underground, Jules. It was like a week.
I
So
started to look at just like this fucking guy.
Thrundir is just laughing. He gets a kick out of you, Jules. Um, so he says, "Well, if it's gonna be business, let's get it over with, so we can enjoy the meal when we're done. What is it you all need? I assume you didn't walk halfway up a mountain in the rain for nothing."
Well, we like to think we didn't. Hopefully. That all depends on you and your people, though. Um, so, have you heard or seen the Red Hands milling about, scouting parties, and all other manner of undesirable business?
So that's what this is about. Should have known on that one.
Well, there's more you may not know. They have a very, very, very large army, and they are very intent on getting rid of everything in their path. And they're currently have their sights set on Alton.
Well, that's a shame.
I not to read. Can I insight check to see if he's like at all concerned?
Sure, go ahead.
21.
21.
Pretty good.
He absolutely seems concerned, but you also get the sense that he doesn't. You get the sense that this is information he's already mulled over. Like, you're not shocking him with anything, but as you bring it up, he does seem concerned about what's happening.
So I don't know what all of your scouts and whoever you get information from have found out, but this army isn't. They only have one purpose. They're not really a typical army. They're just burning everything in their path. They don't they're not conquering, they're not collecting resources that we know of. other than what they need. It's just they're being led by a madman, and they're not going to stop at Alton.
Yep.
And so we've gone around. We did what we could to slow them down by taking out the Skull Gorge Bridge, and now with that time we bought, we've been going around trying to gather all the forces we can to Alton to make a
Alright,
stand.
this is Josh asking. Weren't they going to go around? Which were they coming from the south of? Uh, what is it? Scaford Lake.
Scaford Lake.
Scaford Lake. Are they coming north or south of Scaford Lake, based
Uh,
on
So
the intel we got from Alton?
remember that you thought they were going to come around to the north, but then they actually reconvened in the Witchwood. They regrouped in the Witchwood.
Mm-hmm.
You don't necessarily know why they did that, but they did. And in fact, on the map that I'm sharing with you, you can see where it says all tribes muster under Karn.
Am I blind?
Oh, far left.
I'm still blind. What does it say?
All tribes muster under Karn. It's just to the left of Cinder Hill. Kind of in the mountain range on the left.
Oh, I wasn't zoomed in on it. Okay, that would explain why. Derp. I was like zoomed in and it was just right out of frame. Okay.
So the Red Road is where, according to this map, the army of the Red Hand is going to be marching.
Yeah.
Yeah, we slowed them down with the bridge.
Got you. So they were going north of Lake Reston.
Well, they're now south of it, but yeah.
Yeah. But originally that was their path.
No. So originally they took out Barrel Arbor, and you guys had assumed that they were going to come north around Scaford Lake because that seemed the most efficient. But for some reason they went south around Scaford Lake and mustered under the mountains without seemingly doing much.
Alright. In any case, they're going to take out everything around you. Even Tiki or Tariki Kitor have allied with us. We've been trying to muster everyone in this area. We even called allies from Gravesford and our own forces from Rind to try and stand together and fight this battle.
You got the Tiriki Tor to ride with you?
Well, to stand with us as what the embers, I suppose, of the wardens.
Wardens now. Well, isn't all that something? When I come out of that alive, they might even write stories about you. Might even be a song.
I'll worry about surviving first.
Yeah, as you should.
Surviving and winning.
Surviving is the most important thing. It's the only thing we should focus on right now.
Hence us coming up here to seek out your help. See if you'll stand with us.
Well, short answer is no. Long answer is my people are not warriors. Some of them, a handful of them, were guards before they got here. Moreover, we're out of the way. Red Hand seems to only be concerned with humans, human tribes. What we got here, nothing they want.
Well,
So-
they also have it out for the Tariki Kitor elves as well, labeling them as, quote, traitors.
Well, of course. Why wouldn't they? Most of the Red Hand is elves.
Yeah.
But again, that's a thing we don't have to worry about out here. There's no reason for them to come after us.
Do you really think a madman needs a real reason to come after anyone?
I really
Especially when he's got an army at his beck and call.
What I really think is that you've got him wrong. He's not a madman. He's a zealot.
Yeah. What's the difference?
A madman is random. A zealot has a mission. His mission is to get rid of all these human villages, to get rid of the traitors. But us up here, we don't produce anything he needs. We don't represent anything he hates.
Why are you so sure about all these things?
Well,
Are you-
I've sent scouts out to investigate.
What do you think's gonna happen? Because with or without your help, we're obviously have to fight for our lives. What do you think is gonna be on his mind once I'm in front of him trying to kill him, face to face?
You, I imagine.
Yes, but as you said, he's a zealot, and zealots need a mission for their people to follow them.
And there's a whole
Maybe.
world full of human cities for him to conquer, for him to destroy.
Yeah, but like madmen, zealots also don't often see the bigger picture. And when I get done, hopefully taking a pound of flesh along with everyone here, he's gonna have dwarves on his mind. And what do you know? The closest settlement that he hasn't already raised is a dwarven settlement.
And he's also, from what we've gathered in the company he keeps, he's not the most amicable person to be around. So even if he does ignore you for a while, it's going to take one encounter, and that will probably be all it takes.
He kind of changes his focus. You, little one, what do you think? Looking at Jules.
I look at Echo.
Little
Oh.
human.
Well,
Do you think that I should put
Seems
all of
like-
my people's lives at risk? Send them out to fight, to die, for some human cause, for some noble cause?
well, it seems like you've been gathering a whole lot of information for what?
I wanted to know what we
Also-
were dealing with.
As a point of clarification, if you're not comfortable sending your people into battle, if they are not battle ready, that is understandable. I'm not looking to lead sheep to slaughter. But if
So-
there's any way you can help us,
So Braddock at this point chimes in. I mean, he's underselling us a bit. We can fight. We can fight hard. We weren't just guards through Endear before we left Gatchaw. Some of us were warriors. Some of us went and fought in the Verloren, trying to push back and gain ground. That'll make a better fighter out of a person than any military will.
as previous delvers of the Warren, I definitely would agree with you.
Through
And I
Endear, at this
know-
point, his demeanor changes and he just kind of says, "No. I'm not sending my people to fight and die in a hopeless struggle."
As I say, if you're not comfortable sending them to fight and die, is there any way you can help us?
I know firsthand the craftsmanship of the dwarves, being something of a craftsman myself. And there are
You're a
plenty of
surface craftsman.
Well, those are good too. I was too good for the dwarves, let's say. We have plenty of fortifications and other things to build. Even just a small no, what's the word? Fuck.
Contingent.
Contingent, I was right, yeah. Contingent of, is engineers a term in this world?
Not yet.
So what's the term?
Probably architect or builder.
Even just a small contingent of dwarven builders and architects. And then we know within a day or two when the Red Hand will be at Alton, and we can send the craftsmen away before they're in any harm.
And then what if he finds out that we did help? That's a reason to come up here.
He doesn't need much of a reason. That you're sort of, excuse me for saying this, you're sort of missing the whole point here. That,
The point is I said no.
well, and are you kicking us out?
Can you check the cardigan and lumage for the kitten? I'll put him in there tonight. I have to play with him for a little while. And then don't.
We'll
I'll
give him a
say,
second.
okay, that's fine.
No. Let's not break the thread. Go ahead, Gear.
I would say, well, are you kicking us out?
I don't want to, but I won't pursue this line of conversation anymore.
Oh.
Well, what would you? Have you seen any dragons up here?
I think I'm going to just stand up and say, all right then. I appreciate your hospitality, but you're committed to this path, and can I check and see if he really is unmoving in his decision?
Make an insight check.
Say insight. Hey, that's pretty good. 17.
He definitely seems resolved.
Alright.
He seems resolved, but not confident.
I think we're done here. Unfortunately, we have a city to prepare for a very large and bloody battle. So, if you'll excuse us.
Okay. So you all stand up, and he says, "You're welcome to stay within my village tonight, but I need you gone come first light."
I'm planning to. I don't know. How treacherous would it be for us to leave right now?
I mean, it is still raining.
As hard as it was
It's like
earlier.
evening, I assume.
Yeah, I think you said that earlier. Yeah,
Yeah.
we should stay.
It's dark as hell outside. I mean, you guys could probably make it, but who knows what other hazards you'd be exposed to.
I mean,
Well, I wouldn't mind a nice bed for tonight.
I suppose.
Okay.
We'll leave at dawn.
So, you all stand up and make your way out of the longhouse is the best word I think for it.
Is Braddock, is he escorting us still?
Yeah, so Braddock is following you guys out. And hold on, I just gotta put new music on. There we go. And as you guys leave, he says, "Well, that went well.
Not as well as we had hoped, that's for sure.
Not as well as I'd hoped. I thought you'd talk some sense into him."
Wasn't without trying. I just hope for all of your sakes that he's right, but unfortunately,
He's not right.
and he's not confident in his decision, and neither am I, but
And
we
neither
can't
am
quite
I.
force him.
No, you can't force him. But
I mean, I could, but that's
That's
told
anyways,
me to not
but
do that
as
anyway.
you were saying,
Yeah, that would be a.
listen,
I try and brush Jules' statement under the rug.
listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you because you're the only people who've come up here that seem to give a shit. And because the way you're talking, wardens, elves, people from other lands all working together, coming together, I know an opportunity when I see it. That weird Zadiri elf that he's talking about, that was me. We know opportunity. So listen. A few of us have been wanting to do something about this. Not enough to matter. Not enough to form an army or a regiment or bolster any damn thing. But there are enough people in Red Rock to do that. But they're not going to do it without Thrundir's say-so. Here's the rub. Thrundir was ready to go fight. He was ready to kick wholesale ass until about 9 days ago. And he said, "Everyone arms down, go back to your lives. We're not going." He gave us the same line that he gave you, but that doesn't seem right to me.
Did he go somewhere, or did something happen?
No. You see, that's the thing that gets me. He didn't go anywhere.
Jules?
Yeah.
I don't know the extent of your weirding ways. But how much do you know about your form of influence? Like how,
I mean, I can
how
do it too.
well, sure, but
I think. Charm person? Unless
yeah,
Jules
but
is not.
Jules is definitely more of the Arcana person, though.
This is true.
Say because you're fairly new-ish, not at this point, I guess. Could someone be controlling him like you do?
Yeah. It would. I'd assume they'd have. Well, they either have to be like close by, or they could be someone like
Even
far,
somebody as
far,
strong
far
as.
away.
Yeah.
And if they're far, far, far away, that's a whole other batch of problems. Because then, if he's power enough to do that, then from far away, if you're doing it and you're like one of us, you usually have to be pretty close-ish to them. If you're doing it from far away, I'd go the other direction, honestly, if I were them. That's a whole different ballgame. It's a whole different league, realm, kingdom.
So, this is a mechanic question for Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
If he was being controlled in some capacity, would a dispel magic with a successful check, could that be a thing that would dispel such magics?
Possibly.
Well, uh, um,
Because at this point, Braddock leads in and he says, "Are you all trying to say that someone's got a spell or a curse or something on him?"
not necessarily, but it's something we could possibly rule out, perhaps. I mean, it is entirely possible that it's just some good old-fashioned strong-arming. The
I mean,
as our cool, the leader of the Red Hand, he is very powerful. And we don't even know the entirety of the scope of his power. We just know he's going to be one tough son of a bitch. That's why we need everybody we can muster. That's why we're here, trudging through the rain and mud, seeking your help.
also, if he's controlling him, then it's also vice versa. Everything that we told him, we were basically talking to him, so he knows everything that.
I hope not, but
Yeah, I didn't get the feeling he was under somebody's control.
If he was.
Yeah. If he was, then we're screwed, but it is what it is. I mean,
what did we do 9 days ago? Because that's a very
Okay.
specific number.
So took us what
4 to
3
get here because of the rain.
So
3 to get.
it took you 4 days to get from Alton to the Ruins of Rest. It took you 2 days to get from the Ruins of Rest to Tiriki Tor, which put you at 6, 7, 8 days, and then it took you 4 to get here. So 9 days ago, you were on your way to the Ruins of Rest.
I mean, we killed a demon. I guess that was something kind of big.
Yeah.
But that was on the way.
Man,
I
I
mean,
don't know.
I mean, it could just be a case of. I don't know why. Why would Azar Cool just kind of put him over the gun instead of just raising the whole place like he does everything else? I mean, it's probably like he says, he doesn't have that big of a deal against dwarves, but
Maybe somehow he knows where. I mean, he has scouts of his own. Maybe he's found out where mustering forces and try to get there before we did.
possibly. I mean, really, besides the elves, we haven't really mustered that much, though, have we? Other than what we already brought ourselves.
I mean, if he has
Okay.
scouts anywhere
Yeah, I
near
guess you can.
Alden,
Yep.
you could see we have the
Horses.
forces from Fairland and all the human regiments, and then I'm gonna assume he knows about the Tariki Tor.
So let me do some mechanical things. Campaign. Oh my god. Spells. So that longhouse, did it have any like open windows? Or any way
Not
we
open ones, but
can
it had windows.
so you can see through?
Yeah.
One moment. feel free to brainstorm why. See if this is a viable option to rule out. I'm
So, what's the
curious.
name of the guy we're talking to?
Braddock.
Braddock.
Braddock. Okay. So, well, Braddock, did he have any does Thunder have any family? Something that might have happened to them?
I mean, he's got a wife, he's got a kid, but they're both here.
Has anyone seen them for 9 days?
Yes, we've seen them.
Okay.
Saw them not an hour before you guys got here. They're up, asleep.
So how far are we from the longhouse?
I mean, you're just a few feet away. Like, I presume Braddock kind of stopped you guys after you got just a little bit away from it to talk.
Gotcha. Just kidding. It's a weird situation. I don't know how it would work. See, it says choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. But so hypothetically, could I send Athena up to a window, use Athena's vision to see Grundir, and then proceed to cast Dispel Magic on him if I am within 120 feet of him?
Is that the range on it?
It is. One action, range 120 feet.
Whoa.
Components, visual, and somatic.
So verbal and somatic is the V stands for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Alright. Will he know that magic is being cast on him? If he's not under any effect?
If you fail, yes.
Can you quantify fail?
So if either, yes, he will know that a spell is being cast on him.
Okay. Right then. Alright. Using Brand's intuition of the situation, is it possible to even surmise, using my own knowledge of what I have with Charm Person and other Fae stuff, whether he gave any indication whether he is charmed in some capacity?
Make an Arcana check.
I was really hoping to be an insight or something, but
Well, you're trying to detect the presence of magic. That is almost entirely an Arcana-based thing.
it's true. Arcana. That wasn't a bad roll. It's 15.
15?
Yeah, it's not great. But +1 is not the best.
I will say with a 15, you are fairly certain that there is no active magical effect being cast on him.
Another question. So if I cast Dispel Magic, is there any way I can tell whether it fails because they're not affected by magic, or it fails because I did not meet the DC requirement? Is there a differentiation between those two? Or if it fails, it fails?
Say that one more time. Sorry.
So, by hypothetically, if I were to cast Dispel Magic on him, is there a differentiation between it fails because he's not affected, or it fails because I
You
failed the
wouldn't be
DC?
able to tell at a distance.
But if I were to go up to him and do it, then I would be able to tell the difference between the two.
Well, what I mean is, when I said at a distance, what I actually mean is, all you would know is that the spell didn't work.
Yeah, so there's no discernible difference between those two things.
Right.
Hmm. Right. So, on the off chance we're chasing our tail here and he's not affected by any form of magic in any capacity, what are other possible things? I'm gonna turn to Brad out. Is there anybody else that could maybe help us explain his weird change in demeanor towards the situation?
I mean,
Who's his right hand man? Who deals with them a lot?
that would be, I think, honestly, that'd be his wife, Brigitte.
I'm gonna ask how to spell it. Bridite.
Brigitte. Which I just realized is an Overwatch character.
Alright. It's fine.
Alright.
Fine. They don't have exclusivity to that name.
Fair enough.
Well, you know her, and we don't. How upset is she going to be that we wake her up if we were to do so? And how, confident are you in, diffusing said situation?
Me? Well, I mean, I consider myself good friends with both of them. We've been through
yeah.
worse, that's all I can say.
Well, this is a possible turning point in the night of, Red Rock, so... I don't know about you, but I would sleep with a better conscience knowing that I've tried and exhausted all resources than shoulda, woulda, coulda.
I agree. I mean, that's why I'm talking to you now. Listen, when it comes to crazy, that ship sailed days ago. I'm ready. What are we doing?
If you get us in with his wife and see if we can discern any more information with one of the people that he trusts most and try and figure out why there's change in tune so suddenly. And see if we can help.
Well, you've already gone and pissed him off, so there's no way I'm going to convince him to let you see his wife.
Well, that's fine. He's there and she's at home in bed, right?
Well, home in bed is upstairs.
That does make things more interesting.
That being said, you look like a bit of a agile group. Can I offer a plan B?
Sure.
I go back in there, keep him distracted, talk to him, and you guys sneak into the room, wake her up, and try to keep her from screaming.
That seems like a horrible idea.
Very possibly. It's just the only one I've got. If you've got something better, by all means.
I can disguise two of us, as in me and one other.
I still don't know how that doesn't help the screaming.
And I guess, well, let me read something.
Yeah, go with your idea first, and I also have an idea. And if we have the same idea, we're both geniuses. Otherwise, I'm just the genius.
Does it involve my wand of polymorph?
No. But that's also could be a good idea. My idea... Well, go ahead with your idea first. One brilliant idea at a time.
I want to see if I can, because of either we be something for an hour, or
Before you get lost down that rabbit hole, don't we have a cape of the mountebank laying around here somewhere?
I have one.
Yeah. So
I can take one of us.
take our good friend Mr. Braddock here, and then see if you can. Well, how many times can you use it? You can only use it once, right?
Yes, and then I can get myself out.
By
He
You
just
have
has
to-
to hit me once.
ah, ah, that works. And okay, thoughts on this plan, Dubois? And then we get Mr. Braddock to get Miss Brigitte to sneak outside, hopefully. Maybe, hopefully, not get Braddock killed by thinking that he's sleeping with his wife or something. And we try and get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd rather do that than just go to bed. So
That, and it's also better than us trying to sneak into this woman's bedroom and keep her from freaking out and screaming.
So, what I could do.
Mm-hmm.
This is a bit. It's a little metagamey. I don't want to. I could just polymorph all of you guys into like creatures, knock you to 0 hit points, and then you transform back. But that's a
And-
little metagamey. So,
And that's to accomplish.
we all go.
You can just turn you all into birds. Like,
I mean, if I wanted to get up there, I could get up there. I'm not gonna jump through all those hoops. I'm assuming she has a window somewhere.
yeah,
Possibly
she's got a window.
Also, I
open.
need to know where I'm going to get there. Ish.
I'm guessing the window is openable.
Yes.
I mean, the other plan is I shimmy up there. I throw down a rope. Braddock climbs up, and yeah. I just remembered I have another spell that can alleviate the noise component. So Braddock, here's the plan. I think this is the best plan. 10 out of 10, even better than my previous plan. Best plan you ever heard.
Okay.
I'm going to shimmy up, quietly open the window, toss down a rope to you. You shimmy up. I will make it to where there will be no sound that comes from that room at all, so you won't be able to talk to her. But you will hopefully be able to calm her down, and once she's calm, then I can make it to where we can talk again, and then we can talk. The other guys can shimmy up or whatever. That sound like a plan?
That is a very unnerving ability you have, but I like the plan.
Well, such is the ways of the magic arcane arts.
I like the idea of making y'all birds and smacking you, but that's just me.
Yeah, but doesn't our intelligence
no, I
drop?
think we keep our mental stats. Well, that's how wild shaping works. I don't know about polymorph.
I'm not sure. I don't know if this is the instance to try it out. But put my hands together. Okie doke. Point us in the direction of her window, please.
He says, "All right, follow me." And he takes you like left around the side of the building, and for once the rain and the darkness is kind of working in your favor because it's fucking hard to see just about anything right now, even within the village. And he says, "All right, it's up there. That's the window we're trying to get into.
I'm gonna, before I do anything, I'm gonna summon Athena and send her up to make sure she's not just, like chilling outside the window, like looking out the window or anything.
Sleeping like a
Right.
stone.
I'll have Athena, like, kind of keep watch, and if she, like, if I disturb her or anything, I wanted Athena to kind of give me an alert through telepathy.
Okay.
Yeah, and how high up is it? And how scalable is it?
It is, so the second floor is about 8 feet up, though the roof itself to grab onto is about 9.
Okay. And do I have to jump or can I climb up?
It would be a climbing situation, and it is very climbable.
And I have a climb speed, so
Yeah.
I would like to do that. Is it like, so is it like a straight wall, or is it kind of like got a roof and the windows like on, I don't know how you describe it, like there's the roof and
it's
the
like,
window?
yeah, it's a straight wall with a couple of windows, goes up about 9 feet. Then you have a, like, diagonal plane of thatch roofing that goes in a little bit, and then it goes straight up again for the second floor wall. And there's a window there, and that's where the room is.
Gotcha. Very doable then. I will shimmy up.
Okay, and you have a climb speed, so you don't even have to make a check on this because it's climbable.
Word thanks.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
And now I would like to stealthily attempt to open the window.
Make a stealth check.
Well, before I do that, is there a place that I could get Brad up here with me?
Oh yeah, if you could get him up there, then yeah, he can be up there with you.
Is there a place I can tie off a rope?
Yeah, I would say that wouldn't be too hard to find.
I will.
You're kind of messing around on the roof, though. Do make a stealth check. It's not too hard. I just,
even over the rain and everything.
That's why it's not hard. It's basically a don't roll a 1 check.
Well, I rolled a 4 plus a lot of stuff.
That's honestly, it's fine. The DC's like 10.
Well, I rolled a 4. I get plus 12, so that's a casual 16 on a single digit roll.
So yeah.
Also, realizing that I could be making noise right now, I want to cast silence and let me read silence. Silence. Oh, I thought it was level 3. It's only level 2. No sound. 20 foot. Okay, it's only 20 feet. The range is 120 feet. Okay. So how big is her room?
Her room?
She is sleeping. Yes.
It is about a
from like the window to like the far wall.
It's about like a 10, 15 by 15 space.
Okay. I'm going to like cast it like centered on the windowsill, basically, and catch like the whole room, basically.
Sounds good. And it is suddenly deadly silent.
Okay. And then I will proceed to open the window.
Okay. And at this point, Braddock is about shimmied his way up the rope. Is anyone else going up, or is it just the two of you?
No,
I'm waiting for the rope.
Well, no, the rope is down.
Yeah. Just
Oh, I guess I missed that part.
Yeah, I think y'all just chill for a minute.
I'm watching. Petting Echo.
Two people randomly being in your room is terrifying enough, and not being able to make any noise. 4 or 3 people in a panther, or no, 4 people in a panther would probably not be very pleasant.
Yeah.
Alright, so I will kind of. Do I get the window open?
Yeah, you absolutely get the window open.
And
with your... No, make a stealth check on it, though. Just... No, silence is here. No, you don't have to do shit.
Yep. Well, I was like, work smarter, not harder. Yeah, I'll kind of gesture for Braddock to step in.
So you see him kind of like up here and stuff's happening, and he's looking around. He's like, "Whoa, it's dead." And you can't hear this, but he's looking just around. Like, you know, when you're in an anechoic chamber, it's like it messes with your whole fucking perception. You see him like clap and nothing happens. He's just like processing.
As he's doing that, I'm kind of shoving him in. Like, yeah, you see it, just go. You'll get used to it.
You just kind of shove him through. He hits the floor, but no sound.
I was like, trying to shove him, but
I know, just for effect of what it's like to be in there. And he goes over to Brigitte.
Is there any light on in here, or is he just gonna shake her in the dark?
It is no. Actually, there is a candle still burning for later on when Thrundir comes up to this room. So it is lit.
Gotcha.
And Braddock goes and starts to shake her awake, and you see her, of course, start freaking out, but there's no sound. And he's just got his like one hand on her shoulder, just like, you know, doing the international sign of calm down, putting the one hand out and gesturing it from up to down.
I'm gonna be kind of mirroring it, like, easy. It's okay.
Yeah, he's going shh with his finger, and she tries to talk, and there's just nothing, and then you see her go, and you can see her mouthing, "What the fuck?" And then she looks up, and you can see her mouthing again, just like reading lips, "Braddock?" And then she looks at you, and it's just mouthing, and you don't read lips per se,
Yeah.
but it is some effect of "Who the fuck is that?"
Yeah. I'll put my finger up over my mouth, like the sh sound.
Mm-hmm. She just kind of.
I'll wait for her acknowledgement.
Okay, so Braddock finally, she seems to be calm. She's looking around, still confused. Braddock puts his hand on her shoulder and just like motions her, and he nods like, "Are you chill?" And she looks at him, looks up at you, looks back at him, and she's got this very confused, concerned look. But she slowly nods back at you guys.
With this, I will drop the silence spell.
And as soon as it's gone, she goes, "What the hell is this?" You know, like loud whispering.
Yeah. And I'll be like, "Shh, I'm sorry to disturb you in such a unusual fashion, but we need your help."
Okay. What in the hell could you need my help with? Who are you?
We need help with Thurindir. We need his help fighting off the Red Hand. Your help. This whole town's help fighting off the Red Hand. But Thurindir is adamant that he will not join us, and he won't put his people in harm's way. Which, while I respect, Braddock here says that he changed his tune about a little over a week ago. And you know him better than anyone, I'm assuming, so we came to you hoping to find answers that he wouldn't reveal to us.
So, let me get this straight. You came here looking for help. And my husband is not giving you help. Of course he's not. He doesn't want to commit our people to death and violence.
Well, why the sudden change in tune?
And Braddock sort of chimes in. Brigitte, you know it was a strange change. She looks up at him and you. Listen, he reconsidered his options. It's safer this way.
Which options are those? And while this is going on, I'm gonna kind of telepathically communicate with Athena to kind of get the other two up here. quietly.
Okay, so Athena flies down and sort of starts messing with you two, Jules and Dubar, trying to get your attention.
I grab him by the hood and like pull him up as best she can.
Yeah, does no good.
Fantasy
She cannot
grounds
lift him.
crashed.
But
Yeah, I know she can, but kind of get the message across.
Fantasy Grounds crashed. Did it crash for all you guys?
No, I'm good.
I'm still in. We're in.
Authorization failed. Client username already in use.
Yeah. May not bode well.
That's odd.
Okay, it's loading. Did you see my message?
Oh, no, I did not. Discord's not making pings right now.
I would like to find a bug,
Okay,
spider, moth, something.
Okay, make either make a perception or a survival check, whichever one's higher for you.
Let me select my character for a second. It's loading.
I'll even allow investigation if that's higher. Either one of those three.
Perception, investigation, or what?
Survival.
Hmm. Not letting me. $13.
That's fine to just find like a. You said a rat or a moth or
Something. Yeah.
bug, spider, moth, rat, something. Okay.
Did you say rat?
It says rat. A spider is not hard to find up here.
I'm going to polymorph it into a copy of Echo.
Can you do that?
Can't do that.
It has to make a wisdom save, and it's a spider, so I think
Has to beat a 17.
it has +1. It rolled 10. There is now a panther-shaped spider.
Why would
No,
you
no,
choose-
it's not a panther. Well, it's not like 8 legs. Fucking-
Right. No.
Okay.
It's a panther, but it's got the brain of a spider.
Yes.
Why? Why did you think this was a good idea? By the way.
They're like, oh, we gotta go, and then they start just going up the rope.
Echo is probably not going to take very kindly to being copied.
So,
This is very like sleight of hand, like we're just...
the spider panther is very confused. And it still has the brain and instincts of a spider. So it does.
No.
Yeah, it
No.
does not change the mental.
Spelled polymorph. The target game statistics, including mental ability scores, are replaced by the statistics of the chosen beast. It retains its alignment and personality.
Okay, so it retains its personality though. So it still has the personality of a spider.
Which is vast.
Right. And when crazy, strange things happen, because spiders they are not apex predators, so they don't just attack everything that moves. They are opportunistic predators. And this is definitely not its opportunity, so it's gonna run. Clumsily, as it tries to adjust to its panther legs.
What? Why? Why would you do this?
Scumbag. God damn it.
Jules, what the fuck?
Did you see that?
Yeah, it was hard to miss.
That was crazy.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth.
So-
I keep trying to calm the ladder.
How long
you
does
go first?
How long does that last?
An hour.
So About 20 minutes from now, there is a panther hiding in a tree, trying to figure out why it can't hang itself from the tree anymore and falling repeatedly.
Is it taking damage from this?
Uh,
Hopefully.
A little bit, but not enough. So, this spider panther, over the course of the next 40 minutes, eventually realizes it can't hang itself in a tree, so it just stays up there. And it sits and it waits on something smaller than it to walk by.
I am glad it is dark and raining, and there's hopefully no small children out.
I'm gonna roll a d20 real quick.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
So, it's not good.
I wanted just you to come out and be like, which one is Echo? Oh no. Not this.
How's that going for you right now? Brand is
For
totally
me,
oblivious to this right now, by the way.
So, with a 9, I will say that in that 40 minutes, and you guys are not technically aware of this, but I don't know. You can imagine.
Well, I'm sure Brand will be imagining what horrible things a Spider Panther would be unleashing upon the world for the next hour.
Oh man, what? So with a 9, it's not that bad. The Spider Panther drops onto a patrolling guardsman. Now he's not alone. There are 3 of them. It gets a nice little bite, but it's just a flesh wound, and the Spider Panther is killed very quickly. At which point it disappears, becoming a spider again, and very likely dying from the carryover damage, leaving 3 dwarven guardsmen incredibly confused.
I'm gonna guess panthers aren't exactly native to this area.
No. This is cold northern climate.
Well, you've successfully defamed Echo. I hope you're proud of yourself.
So, all right. So now you guys make it up onto the ceiling.
Oh my god, Jules,
You have no
why?
idea. Nothing happened.
Echo is very aware that she saw a copy of herself run off into the distance.
Echo is the last one to get on the roof, and when she comes up, you see Echo's mouth is just agape, and she looks at you guys and looks back down and looks at you guys like, what the fuck is that?
I see her concern, and as soon as we finish with this business, I will be using Speak with Animals. Figure out what just happened, or I can just ask Jubar as well. But currently, Bran is very confused why it's taking them 20 years to climb up like 6 foot.
I feel like it just bolted and we just went up the rope. Because you said that happened like 20 minutes later.
Well, yeah, no, none of that. That all happened after whatever happens here. I was just giving a little bit of flavor to your chaos.
Chaos, poor decisions.
So, you guys make it to the roof, and hey, poor decisions are the best part of D&D. But
not to say I haven't had my own.
You guys make it up to the roof, and see the situation, and Brigitte kind of goes, "And who the fuck are they?"
Easy. They're my questionable traveling companions. Questionable in the sense of their decision making, not their character. Well, mostly not their character.
I am another dwarf.
I can see that. Yeah. Listen,
In any event, can you help us?
Make a persuasion check, man.
I'm pretty good at those. Persuasion, you say? That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So, she looks at all of you. I've known since it happened that My husband is not acting like himself.
That's what happened. We don't need any vagueness right now.
His change of heart. He was fired up, ready to fight. And then 9 days ago, that all changed, and he has been scared and stressed, and it seems like everywhere he goes, he's looking over his shoulder.
See, you have both said exactly 9 days ago. What the fuck happened 9 days ago?
That was his
How
change
long-
of heart.
Was there a scouting mission that came back?
No, nothing strange happened. He just woke up one day and said we weren't going to fight. That was that. We were better off staying here and letting the storm blow past.
Hmm.
Oh, well, I forgot to ask her earlier. So I guess we can just, I don't know, however you want to handle it, but I'll turn to the queen and say, okay, Red, is that like at all possible, like for someone to be controlling or influencing him from wherever the fuck the Red Hand is?
Does it even necessarily have to be like an active influence? Could it have been just a you don't want to fight the Red Hand,
Well,
and that's all it takes?
magically, I mean, I couldn't imagine something happening from that far away and being maintained. And
Like,
all the spells I know, they have to be maintained.
well, can't you like appear in someone's dream? Isn't that a thing you do?
Well, yes, I can appear in somebody's dream. I could even harm somebody in somebody's dream. But I can't.
So did somebody do that to him and he shit the bed?
Possibly,
Sorry,
but it's
and
not an
I'll turn.
act. It's not.
Say that in front of the man's bed.
Yeah.
It couldn't be anything active. No spell that I know, at least, could have just kept him like this. At some point, for some reason, he decided to be this way. Unless there's some much more powerful magic than I know of at work.
I mean, it's as our cool we're talking about. It's not off the table, is it?
Well, let me put it this way. As someone who has some experience as a leader, we'll just say, for all the people not in this party, and someone who has dealt with lots of other leaders, you don't always need magic to force people to do what you want them to do.
Leads me back to my other point. Is there anything? I know. I'm going to operate under the assumption, well, it's going to be to Brigitte, that he loves you and your son, I believe, very much.
Yes.
Would he be willing? Well, I wouldn't be unreasonable, but would he abstain from fighting for yours and your son's safety?
I mean, for
Even
us, I think you would do almost anything.
Where is your son, by the way?
He's in the next room.
That's the part that scares me, is Azar Cool is not the kind of man to abstain from such atrocities.
Are you saying that we're threatened in some way?
I mean, would that explain Rundir's actions, his change of demeanor? You've known him for however many years you've been married. Would something like that shake him so to the level of extinguishing that fire for combat, for, well, not just combat, for fighting for his people?
It would shock me. He's fought for his people before. He's never been a coward. But listen, I know, I can tell that something's different, and I'm frankly tired of waiting for him to tell me what it is, and I don't think we have much time left anyway. So,
Oh.
I will do whatever I can do that is in my power to help. And you hear her start choking. And then blood begins to spout out from her mouth. Dubar and Jules, make a perception check.
I'm trying to read something also while I do that.
I cast Cure Wounds on her.
Doesn't seem to do anything.
It is killing me that we haven't got anywhere that has diamonds. Just, is there any diamond?
She's not dead. She's just choking on blood.
I have 11.
You said what? Sorry?
Perception check. Anyone who's outside, so then Rhiannon and Echo could also make this check.
Say 18 plus stuff for Echo. Would she have? Is it perception?
Yeah.
That is a 26 for Echo, and
what did Rhiannon get, Kieran?
Oh, yeah. You said that, and I didn't register. Let me find her modifier. 15.
15.
What did it?
So,
I'm trying to think.
I'm going to upcast on her to level 5. Dispel magic.
Isn't there something with panthers that?
So, in this case,
The
Jules,
smell.
nothing happens and she is still choking. And Rhiannon and Echo, both suddenly, Dubar and Jules, you get the sense that they're not looking at what's happening in there anymore. And Rhiannon tugs on your shirt, Dubar, and is just pointing out into the street. And in a few flashes of lightning that briefly illuminate the square in front of this building, you see a tall, 8-foot tall, gangly, skinny creature with the most hideous features and long blood red hair.
How far away is it?
About 30 feet from you guys. And that is where we're going to end tonight, because you guys can't stay up that late, and I'm going to start the next session with a combat.
Well, can we not save her? It's like she actively dying right now.
You don't really know what's going on with her.
Alright, before we do that, wood. Right, this is a stretch, 100%. If I were to force feed her a potion of water breathing, blood has a high percentage of water in it, right? Would that keep her from dying? If not completely alleviating the problem, but making it to where she's not instantly deadable.
That's clever. I'll say it would extend the process.
By how much?
You don't know, because you don't know the effect you're extending.
I've been holding on to this freaking water breathing potion since like barrel over the first go around.
Well, you can decide if you want to use it or not next time.
Yeah.
A 8-foot slender figure with red gangly hair.
Before we go,
Mm-hmm.
was there... hold on. Is there, in her room, somewhere, a diamond worth 300 GP or more? Or would Rhiannon happen to have
Yeah, I
one?
was about to say,
Perchance?
Rhiannon. Well, on the road she might not.
So I've multiple times specifically said that she is dressed way down.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I.
I mean, she may not be just like flaunting it, but she may still have something, right? She
You
could
know
have
what?
it as like a bargaining tool or something.
I don't feel
possible.
comfortable either telling you no, she doesn't, or yes, she does. So what I'm going to do is say maybe, and then I'm going to roll a d20. And if it's an 11 or higher, she does. And if it's a 10 or lower, she doesn't. I just rolled a natural 20.
But she
Yes,
has two
two.
diamonds.
She has
right?
2. Why not?
Oh, okay. Literally best possible outcome. Alright. Well, I hope I don't have to use it. But
So, yeah, well, you can note, if you have any notes for Rhiannon, Kieran, you can note that she has 2 diamonds worth 300 gold or more.
definitely note that.
And because I'm entertained by it, I'm going to say that they come in the form of earrings. that she's not wearing,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
she's got them.
It's like, well, hard times, might need to bargain my way out of something.
Yeah.
So
some
should
reason.
I put it? I'll put it in allies. I'll make a new. Can I make a new note in there?
Should be able to.
I don't know if I
Whatever
can.
we all do, let us not forget that those 2 diamonds exist, assuming I am not dead.
Yep.
It is literally 2 revivify spells.
I don't think I can add to it.
We actually fixed this problem in the Moon Boys game. I figured out what was wrong with it. It's party inventory. Is that what you're? Yeah.
No, I'm trying to go to the allies, and then I'm gonna make a new note in that.
Okay. I will just. There we go.
Alright. Backup
Right.
plan so I don't forget. I can try casting silence on that thing to see if it stops the spell.
I'm
I
going to.
I should.
Okay. Good
Yep.
night, Steffo.
See it's
Free
full.
Allegiance.
I'm going to go ahead and close Fantasy Realms.
How much XPs?
We will
Yeah,
determine
before.
that at the end of this little story
Okay.
section.
So, right, TBD.
Yeah, so TBD. I hope you guys had fun despite its shortness.
Yeah,
Was it
I
really
did.
that short?
A couple hours.
Started a little before 9.
Yeah. Fun little story, I think.
I mean, her coughing up blood and Echo getting
Copied.
worse than copied, getting freaking defamed. The copy part doesn't bother me as much as people are gonna be like, an echo, or not an echo, a panther was spotted and attacked us and hurt us. I was like, it's literally probably one panther and probably a 500-mile radius.
Yeah. Well, one thing real quick because it is recording. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
See you.